Daily Broadside Day 823. I know people that are married that they don't have sides of the bed, delineated amongst themselves. They just like, and this is not a common thing, but I know a couple people do this. When they go to bed, they just get in whatever side of the bed they get in. I could kind of see that if there were like 5 sides to a bed to sleep on and there was 2 of you. I'm going to sleep down here in the left quadrant, tonight or whatever. But I don't understand how like you function like that, because first of all of your stuff is in your nightstand. Unless you're doubling stuff and you got 2 of everything in each of the nightstands, that doesn't make any sense at all. And I just don't understand how, we're such creatures of comfort. If you go to a training or a class or whatever, wherever you sit the first day, that's probably where you're going to sit the next day, because you want to feel comfortable. I mean, we're animals at the end of the day, and that's just what animals do. They got to have their comfort zone. Animals like to crap where they like to crap, in their yard, domesticated. Obviously, bears go wherever they want. And most of the time with strings of, hanging out their ass, with, what do they call them? Like those, like heartworms, but for your ass. I don't know. Anyway, so I know some people that do that, and I find it weird. But then I got to thinking about myself, and I was like, I was with a girl that I always sleep closest to the door. So as I move my furniture around, or I move, the door may not be on the same side of the bed, because I have to sleep closest to the door, because if something happens in the night, or while I'm napping or whatever, it's time to go to war. I need to be closest to the threat, right? And so that's kind of how I do it. But that said, I was with a girl that I would sleep on one side of the bed, but at her house I slept on the other side because we had the same side of the bed at the time, which, wasn't weird for me. But then I was like, but we have roles, like depending on where we're at. If we're at a hotel, it's just whoever gets there first, kind of thing. So I guess it isn't as weird as I thought, but it is weird at the same time, because if you go to bed and you're like, well, I'm going to take the left tonight. What if she wanted the left tonight? It's just strange. I think you should have your role, like your side. This is my side. All my stuff's over here, and this is just where it's at. It's not that big a deal in a hotel because all your stuff isn't there, And I don't know who Seal, the musician, I don't know who his agent is, but I don't think this was a good look for him to look like a seal. At first, I thought that was like a parody or something. Somebody just like morphed his face onto it, in Photoshop or something like that. I don't know. And then I find out that he did that Kiss from a Rose as a commercial, and he looks like an idiot. He's already got the scarification thing going on, and now you look like a fat animal. Like, it's just not. I don't think that's good at all. I mean, think about it. If other people had done, like, what if Hunt's Ketchup had come to Meatloaf and been like, because I think he's dead now, but what if they'd come to him and be like, listen, we're going to put your face on some meatloaf to sell our ketchup? And he'd be like, yeah, I would do anything for ketchup. They'd come up with some stupid little ditty for him to sing and whatnot. I don't think that would have been a good look either. And Seal, and Seal can't need the money. That Kiss from a Rose, like, that was on the Batman something soundtrack, and it sold like 74 trillion copies. Like, you couldn't go anywhere that year without hearing that dumb song. It's not dumb. It is a beautiful melody, but it just gets old after you've heard it a million times. And speaking of ketchup, all right, it occurred to me the other day that I don't think I've ever spread ketchup on anything. It's a condiment, and it's spreadable, and yet you always just squirt it on and then smash whatever it is, But then again, ketchup is an odd condiment too, because, you don't make a sandwich. It goes on burgers. It goes on, I guess you could put it on a chicken sandwich. That would be weird. But nobody gets like a ham and cheese sandwich. They get mustard and mayonnaise. They don't put ketchup on a sandwich. And I don't know what that would taste like. Maybe it'd be good. Maybe it wouldn't. I don't know. And I don't know how long it takes to pack a, a parachute. But man, I don't think, even if it took me, it seems like it would take like 15 or 20 minutes to properly pack it. Knowing me, I'd want to check it like 9 times. So it'd probably take like an hour and a half. But if you're going to base jump, like, quit base jumping off of like 13-story buildings. I know there's no 13th floor, 14th story buildings. That doesn't make any sense, because, all that packing, like, do something, go to Kuala Lumpur and jump off of something up there, make it worth your while. It just seems like that'd be a waste of time. And I made the mistake of, somebody showed me a picture of Biggie Smalls' daughter. That's a face only a mother could love. That was rough. I mean, it looked like Christopher Wallace with his big old head on like a female weird shaped stork body. That's not a good look. And it ain't her fault. She ain't got a pretty mama or daddy, I guess. I looked up her mom, and I mean, I can see where it came from. The genes are they worked, but that's rough. It's a good thing she got a lot of money, because looks she ain't got. Y'all have a good one, Giddy.